Hi, my name is Shalonda Gordon, also known as the Online Marketing Angel or that Keep Smiling Chick. I'm a single mom, in case you didn't know that, and everything I bring to you as far as training comes from the perspective of that, of being a single mom, and really that is my why. That's my desire to have success. And before you really go through and dip into how to prospect, I want to make sure that you know exactly why you're doing this. Why is it that you are out here learning how to prospect, learning how to talk to people, learning how to communicate with people, especially on the internet, in order to have success in your business? Because, see, you deserve to know why, because once you know why, no matter what happens, nothing is going to deter you from reaching your goal. And that's very important in this. Now, I know you got on this video because you desire to know how to prospect, really how to bring your offline techniques onto the internet. Many of us, we started out offline and we were talking to people face to face. We were on the phone with them and we were really pretty much getting to know them before we did anything else. Yet then we get on the internet and we get links to our replicated websites or links to whatever that allow us to capture individuals' information, and we just throw links out there. We forget all about the fact that it's social media. It's still about building relationships. So in order to get back to the basics, I created this video to show you exactly how you can go from offline success to online success and really bring those techniques you already have onto the internet. Now, the first thing we want to go through is how do you talk to them? When we were offline, you got to know a little bit about them and all that before you invited them out to a meeting. You already knew either they needed to make money, they needed more time, they needed a few different things, and you already knew something about them before you directed them to your information. You know, the reality of it is that everybody's not meant to be in business with you. Really, you don't want everybody in business with you, right? It's only a certain group of people that really are going to connect with you, connect with your story, and that you're going to be able to help. And that's really what it all boils down to, is who can you help get what they need? And do you have a solution to help them with their problem? So in order to get this information for yourself in order to use, there are a few things you can do. Now, what I normally do is I form them. And I learned about forming from a lady named Danny Johnson. And my mentors have just added onto it, onto it, and onto it. Yet forming is the best way that I stay focused, I stay on track as to what I'm trying to find out about my prospects in order to get them to want to even view what I'm offering, right? Because out there on the internet, people are bombarded with all this stuff and nobody really taking the time to find out about them. So when you decide to do that, you stand out from the majority of individuals that really aren't taking the time to get to know who their prospect is. And what Danny Johnson taught me was a thing called form, and form, each letter stands for something. Now, the F stands for family. And the idea is you find out a little bit about their family. For me, that means a lot because I'm a single mom. My family is everything. That's the reason why I do this. So you ask them, hey, do you have any kids? Are you married? Are you single? Do you live at home with your parents? And if they're living at home, how's that relationship going? Are you enjoying that? You know what I mean? You need to go ahead and take some time to find out about their family life and find out if while you're asking these questions, you're really finding out if what you're offering is going to be a solution to any kind of disconnect in that area. Right? And then you have O, and O is for occupation. Okay, what do you do for a living? What do you do to make money? Do you have a job? Do you like that job? How long have you been at it? Really, do you have a degree in that area? Oh, your degree is not even in what you do? Wow, yeah, so you spent all that money on college, yet you can't even use it, but you have to pay that back, right? You see, this is where you get the information in order to find out if what you have is a solution, and gives you information to use when you're bringing it all to a close, right? The next thing is R, recreation. If you could do anything right now, money wasn't an issue, what would you do for fun? Oh my God, I'd go skydiving, I'd go mountain climbing. You know what? I just go to the beach and do nothing at all. What exactly would that individual do for fun? If they had time, I collect stamps. I mean, people say all kinds of things, right? And when you find this out, you find out a little bit more about that person. What motivates them to do things so that they can have time to do this? Or what would they do with their time if they were leveraging the internet and making money while they were sleeping or while they were doing that thing that they decided to do for fun? I would learn how to go boating. I learned how to sail, and I'd go fishing, whatever. Find out what that thing is that motivates that person to go ahead and want to have fun, right? And then the M is motivation. This is a very important thing. This usually really hits to that person's inner being and who they are. You know, what's motivating you to find a way to make extra money in a different way than what you've been doing it with the job? Or what's motivating you right now? Well, I'm unemployed and I need money. Oh, okay, so the unemployment's motivating you. Okay, let's say you were employed. What would motivate you to move forward? What would motivate you to continue to build your business? You know, if money wasn't an issue, what would motivate you? Let's say you made all the money you need. What would motivate you to get up in the morning and keep going? Find out this information. This is twofold. This information is twofold. One, it gives you information about the prospect so that you can determine whether it's somebody you can work with and really help them get where they desire. And two, it lets the prospect know you care. Guys, the best way to get to a prospect is to start letting them talk about themselves. Who doesn't like to talk about themselves? Who doesn't like to know that somebody cares? Very rarely is anybody asking these questions, and that's why 97% of those in business are failing. Okay, that's the reason why. Very few are finding out this information. Now, this is a video, so you can stop it and rewind it and write down notes and really start to create how you're going to start to begin to communicate with your prospects. Whether you're offline or online, the relationship still needs to be created. You still have to create that relationship. Now, how do I do this online, Shalonda? There's several ways. You can go through email, of course, emailing them. You can go through doing surveys to find out about each person. If you have more people at bulk you want to speak to at once, you can, through your posting, do it this way, right? Posting and grabbing people that connect with what your post says. You know, who out there right now is at a job and really wishes they were somewhere else? Click, say I. You know, keep smiling. You know, I say keep smiling at the end of everything. So this is what you can do. This is going to change everything. You might say, well, Shalonda, that takes too long. You know what? The time you're spending just throwing links out there is being wasted. This might take longer in the beginning, but you're going to end up having more signups at the end. Okay, you will have more signups at the end. So make sure that when you're prospecting, you're building relationships. This is still about networking. This is still about building relationships. It's still about finding out who you're talking to. That hasn't changed just because you're on the internet. All right, that's the end of this training for today. Make it a great day and keep smiling.